Yo, what's up guys? So this video is going to be a little bit different. It's actually just a compilation of all of the stuff that I made for TikTok, but I went ahead and turned it into something for YouTube. So you're going to see it's really eye-catching, it's going to be really appealing. I want to see how it does on YouTube. That's the trick to this business stuff, man. You just got to try as many different things as possible and see what works. So at this point, I'm just going crazy with the content, producing as much as I can, as much value as I can. So enjoy this video. This is a compilation of little pieces of information that I thought about throughout the day. Hope you guys enjoy.
I remember when nobody believed in me. I made a million, changed the scenery. I still remember when women were mean to me. These days I walk in the club with security. These days I'm feeling a change in the energy. These days you know that I gotta move differently.
I made my first $1 million through social media marketing, and one thing I've learned is that people fail because they can't find clients. There are two things that you need to think about when it comes to finding clients. One, you find people that need social media marketing, people that actually need your services. And two, people that have the money to pay you. Most of the time, these people are failing because they're pitching people that don't even need their services or have no money to pay them. Here's a pro tip that I used back when I was running my agency. If you want to find good quality clients, you can use job listing sites like Indeed to find all of the potential prospects. Here's an example. I go on Indeed and I type in social media marketing, and then I go and type a city. Whatever city I'm in or whatever city I want to find clients in. Indeed then finds all of these businesses that are looking for social media marketing. What's even better, it shows you how much they are willing to pay. Some of them are open to contracted employees or contracted agencies. They just need to get the work done. So now you have a list of clients that have the money to pay you and are looking for someone to run their social media. All you have to do is close them and get them to pay you. There are dozens of ways to make money online, and I answer this question a lot, but for some reason, every time I talk about it, people always ask me again. So we're gonna do this one more time. Here are some of the best ways to make money online in 2023. One, social media marketing. That's how I became a millionaire. You don't need any money to start. All you have to do is learn how to run Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, and provide that as a service, and people will pay you to do that. Two is copywriting. Almost the same business model, but instead of learning Facebook ads, Google ads, you instead learn copywriting, how to write copy, how to write emails for people, how to write copy for websites. Three is currently what I do now, and that's e-commerce. I currently own an e-commerce business. Once I made my $1 million, I thought that this was the way in order to make my income passive. So now I have an e-commerce business, but you can drop ship in the beginning. You can start your own e-commerce brand if you already have a product. A pretty good way to make money online so that you never really have to get a job. You just build your own business from scratch. You use tools like Shopify to build your store and tools like Facebook ads to market your product, even TikTok organic to market your product. Normally, you'll see these businesses go from 0 to 6 figures pretty quickly. Four is high ticket sales. This one is not necessarily a business, but it is a way to escape the matrix, like the kids like to say these days. And with high ticket sales, all you would be doing is closing big deals for people and taking a commission. And that leads me to number 5, and this is one of my favorite ones on the list. I think it's super underrated. That is drop servicing. In the same way that you can run a social media marketing agency or a copywriting agency and you can make some money, drop servicing takes that entire business model and makes it a whole lot easier. Let's say you're doing social media marketing, but you don't want to learn how to do all of these ads and all the computer stuff. You're not good at computers. Let's just say that. Drop servicing allows you to offer services without actually knowing how to do them. And the reason you're able to do that is because let's say I go find a client and I offer him Facebook ads or TikTok ads, and he's interested and he goes and he purchases my services. Instead of me having to provide the services, I would just find someone else to provide the services for him. So I get paid just for being a middleman. Let's say I charged him $2,000 and I paid $1,000 to get the services done. I have now made $1,000 without ever having to do any actual work. So those are some ways to make money online. So I quit my job when I was around 22, 23 to pursue social media marketing full time. And it's led to a pretty prosperous life. I've been able to travel the world. I live in a penthouse. I've been able to live my dream life, yachts, dinners, designer clothes, jewelry. But that's not what this video is about. I wanted to share my exact process of how I was able to do this in the simplest way possible. The first thing I did and what allowed me to even take this leap is I learned a profitable skill. In my case, it was Facebook ads. In today's world, there's so many different things you can do around social media marketing. TikTok organic is a huge opportunity. But for me, I learned Facebook ads. With that skill, I then went and approached businesses offering to do that. Because it was somewhat new and trendy and I was pretty good at speaking to people, I was able to land a client pretty fast. I remember my first client, they gave me $2,500 to run ads for them. And it worked out pretty well. And because I was able to give them results, it snowballed into more. It made me more confident. And now that I was more confident, I was able to land another client because I used the results from that client, and then another client. And eventually it kept rolling and rolling. And at some point I had 14 and 15 clients, which were cumulatively, I think everyone was paying me $30,000 a month. And it's all because I was able to learn this one skill of social media marketing. And keep in mind, if you want to get started with this, you don't have to go to college or get a college degree. I learned on the internet for free. But if you want to accelerate it, you don't want to take the hard road like I did. There's a bunch of videos online, there's courses, there's books, there's a bunch of resources out there for you to learn how to do social media marketing, to find clients, to do sales, and to eventually get to that point where you can quit a job and live your dream life. Have you heard of drop servicing before? In my opinion, it's one of the most underrated ways to make money online, and no one talks about it. When you look at business models like social media marketing, something I preach a lot because it helped me make my first million, or copywriting, or creating content for people, they typically require you to know a skill before you can offer it as a service. So it makes it a little bit harder to succeed with that. Drop servicing allows you to bypass that entire thing. It allows you to make money without even knowing how to provide a service. Allow me to elaborate. Let's say I want to offer Facebook ads or TikTok ads or YouTube ads to a business, but I don't want to spend the years, months that it takes to learn how to do these things. What I would do is offer them anyways, sell them to the business, and this is where the drop servicing comes in. I would find a reliable provider to then fulfill it for the business. Let's say I sell the services for $2,000 a month. I find someone that does it for $1,000 a month. They can provide it to the business. I make $1,000 just for being the middleman. So I get paid by the business. I hire someone else to do the work. I make my cut without ever having to touch a computer, without ever having to do any work, without ever having to learn a skill. If you're wondering how I was able to build $1 million e-commerce brand at 27 years old, here's a quick rundown on all of the tools I use and all the tools you're gonna need if you wanna do it yourself. First and foremost is Shopify. It's the platform that allows you to build your online store. My biggest tip when it comes to Shopify is you have to make a store that looks trustworthy, because in today's day and age, people aren't really buying the product. They are buying things they trust. Me and another person could be selling the same product. In fact, I have a supplement company, so I know for a fact there are thousands of people selling those things. But the difference is when they visit their website versus when they visit mine is trustworthy. They like it, they can trust it. And because of that, they purchase my product instead of the competitors. Shopify does a pretty good job of making it easy because it has pre-built templates that look good. It's easy to build trust with a customer with a pre-built template that looks good. The second thing you're gonna need is the marketing channels. Once you build your store, you have your product, you know what you wanna sell, you need to find a way to market it. My most successful marketing platforms, marketing channels has been 1, Facebook ads, 2, TikTok ads, 3, Google and YouTube ads, 4, affiliate marketing, and 5, email marketing. I know it sounds like a lot, but if you really want to win in this game of business, life, e-commerce specifically, I think these 5 marketing platforms, 5 different marketing channels are going to be your base, your foundation to sell a lot of product, get your product out there, and increase the value you get from every single one of your customers. And the third part is your customer service. The reason businesses like Amazon are wildly successful is because they have great customer service. They send their products fast, they respond to all of their customers fast, and they make sure that everyone is happy with the entire process, so they continue to buy it over and over and over again. So when it comes to your brand, you gotta make sure that you're able to get them their product fast. That's why dropshippers fail from e-commerce in the long term, because it takes too long for the product to ship, takes too long for the customer to get it, they don't have good customer service, and their customers never come back. The reason my brand has been so sustainable is because we have customers that not only buy 1 time or 2 times, they buy 5 times, 6 times, they buy for the rest of their life. And when you have customers like that, you build $1 million business. People are curious what I did before I became a millionaire at 24 years old. I had a single mom, so we didn't come from money, and I really had to work my way from the ground up. At 17 years old, I was a mall cashier, and at the time, I was making around $12,000 a year, $7 an hour. At 18, I was washing dishes in a Chinese restaurant for $8 an hour. I made a little bit more, and I got more hours, so I think at that point, I was making $20,000 a year. The next upgrade is something I did for a while. I was 19 and 20 years old. I was a karate teacher. And when I was a karate teacher, I was actually making pretty good money considering I was teaching karate, 19, 20 years old. I was making 35 grand a year, teaching little kids how to do karate. When I turned 21, that was when I got my first big boy job, and I got into car sales. And if you know anything about car sales, it's really commission based. I was learning the ropes and I wasn't scared to go after it. I wasn't scared to hustle. I wasn't scared to put in extra hours. So my wage jumped up considerably. I think that was the first time where I was able to live off the money I was making. I was making $60,000 a year. I got my own apartment, got my own car, but because I was so ambitious, I was so hungry, it was never enough for me and I wanted to learn more. So at 22, I got a job in sales and marketing. If you know anything about marketing, it's essentially just an extension of sales. It's letting your computer or your internet or your billboard or your newspaper or your TV or your radio ad do your sales for you. So once I got the sales and marketing position with my experience from car sales, I was able to go from $60,000 a year to $100,000 a year at 22 years old. And from there, that's when things started to get easier. The first 100 grand is the hardest. After that, it starts to get a little bit easier. And because I was in a marketing job, I knew marketing. I also was making $100,000 a year. It gave me a little bit of cushion and it made me comfortable to quit my job and eventually start my own business. So at 23 years old, I started my own marketing agency. And I think that first year we were in business, I made $200,000. And then, like I said at the beginning of this video, at 24 years old, my marketing agency made me my first $1 million. And the rest is history. Let's talk about 3 psychological hacks you could use to get anything you want in business and in life. The first one is the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity essentially states that if you give someone something, no matter how little it is, they're going to feel obligated to give you something back. When I was in car sales, one of the biggest things we used to do is as soon as a customer walked in the door, we would offer them a glass of water or we would give them a pen. Either one of those things, regardless of how little they were, like a small cup of water, could eventually domino effect into them buying a $50,000 car, a $60,000 car. Now, I'm not going to say that's 100% going to work every single time, but what I'm saying is it increases your chances of getting something back from the other person because they feel indebted to you. That's just how the brain's wiring works. The second thing is reducing friction. Friction is essentially how difficult it is for someone to do something. If you were to ask a girl on a date and you would say, hey, where do you want to go? What time do you want to go? Are you going to Uber here? Do I have to pick you up? Most likely she's going to say no because it's too difficult for her. Reducing friction makes things a lot easier. Instead of having all of these questions and making it difficult to plan, you could say something along the lines of, hey, I'll pick you up for 7. We're going to get sushi. I'll see you then. It's 3 things. It makes it super easy. All they have to do is say yes or no versus having to do something difficult like think of all the possibilities. They can just say yes or no. Everything's planned out for them already. You've now reduced the friction and made it easier for the person to say yes. Our brains are built to conserve energy. They're not built to waste energy. So if you take away all of the hard parts, the brain likes that. It likes having an easy decision where it doesn't have to think in front of it. When you do that, you reduce friction and you increase the chances of getting your desired outcome. And number 3, explain in benefits, not details. When I owned my social media marketing agency, I always made sure to speak in terms of benefits and never details. I never told clients, hey, I can run your Facebook ads. Because the thing is, clients don't understand what that means. They don't understand what Facebook ads will do for their business. They don't connect the two. I usually speak in terms of benefits. Hey, I will help you make more money online. Because that's something they could understand. That's something that benefits them. Whenever people make decisions, they're gonna go with the decision that benefits them the most. I'm saying the same thing. I'm gonna be running their Facebook ads, but in one way, I'm explaining it in a way that benefits them versus the other, which means nothing to them. I'm gonna run your Facebook ads means nothing, but I'm gonna help you make more money online actually benefits them a lot. When you speak in terms of benefits, not details, you are more likely to get your desired outcome. Here are the top 3 books that helped me become a millionaire at 24 years old. Number 1 is Millionaire Fastlane. This book does a great job of explaining everything you need to do in order to become a millionaire while you're young. A lot of books will teach you how to become a millionaire except when you're 50, 60 years old. Millionaire Fastlane does a great job of teaching you what you need to do in order to become a millionaire in your 20s or 30s, where you still have time and energy to enjoy your money. Versus the traditional investing book, which teaches you how to become a millionaire when you're 60 and you can't even spend your money anymore because you're too old and you're close to death, pretty much. The second book is The Compound Effect. And the reason this book is so good is because it shows you how powerful our little day-to-day decisions are. Most of the time as people, we don't realize how much time we're wasting or how much these little actions can change our life. And The Compound Effect, it shows you statistics, it shows you facts on why every little thing you do matters and how all the little things eventually add up. If you work hard from the day you turn 18 to the day you're 25, 26, you're probably gonna be a millionaire because all of that time adds up. And that's what this book really, really goes into depth in. And book number 3 is something I think every single person trying to become a millionaire needs to have, and that's mindset. The book is called Relentless, And it's one of my favorite books of all time. And it goes into the mindset of becoming a winner. As someone that's trying to become successful, you need to have a good mindset. If you have a negative mindset, a lazy mindset, someone that is weak-minded, you're not going to be able to become successful in the world where you're competing against absolute killers. This book does a great job of getting you motivated, getting you pumped up, and getting you in the mindset of a winner. Between these 3 books, if you read all of them, they're going to give you all the resources you need to become a millionaire early. What if I told you that your idea of success is all wrong? That society has brainwashed you since you've been a little kid to take their idea of success and make it your own. When you think of success, what do you think of? House, car, college education. In theory, it all sounds good, but let's take a deeper look. What is successful about taking out a big loan just to get a house? What's successful about borrowing more money to then have a car? And to make matters worse, you're gonna borrow even more money to get an education. Why? So you can make more money. And why are you gonna make more money? So you can pay back all of these things? Think about it. All of these loans, borrowing all this money, that's how society can keep you in check, because if you're in debt to them eternally, nothing is ever paid off. You have a 30-year mortgage, a 5-year car loan, student loans that will never go away. You are chained to a job for the rest of your life, and you're working to pay it back. So what's the alternative? The alternative is to make as much money as you can by starting your own business, learning a profitable skill until you can buy a car in cash or have equity, until you can buy rental properties, until you don't have to pay back student loans. But society doesn't want that, because when you don't owe them any money, you are no longer forced to work for them. Think about that for a second. If you're in a bad place right now, here are 5 steps you need to take. And before I share the 5 steps, I know you're probably thinking, you don't know me, you don't know my situation, and you're right, I don't. But I can almost guarantee that if you take these 5 steps, you won't feel bad anymore. You will no longer be in a bad place. Step number 1, disappear for 6 months. Get off social media. Stop looking for validation from other people. Start focusing on yourself. Step 2, learn a profitable skill like social media marketing, sales, drop servicing, e-commerce, and get really, really good at it. 3, use this profitable skill to start your own business. 4, get this business to $10,000 a month. And 5, completely unrelated to the other stuff, but at the same time, it's completely related to the other stuff. Get in incredible shape. A lot of the times when we're in a bad place, it's not that it's because life just sucks. It's because we're not taking initiative and we're not taking control of our life. If you fix your financial problems, you fix your physical health problems, you will be a much happier person. Disappear for 6 months, learn a profitable skill, start a business, get to 10K a month, get in incredible shape. Thank me later.